Okay. Are we good? Please, for the love of fucking God, tell me we're good. By the way, if we're not good, fucking lie to me. Lie to me. Lie to me. Are we good? This is unbelievable. Your mouth is in sync? What the fuck? Okay. If we're really good, okay. One Piece Speak, thank you, man. We good. Okay, awesome. Okay. Jeez, man. Oh, okay. Probably my fault. Definitely my fault. Shouldn't have. I forgot about messing with the new camera. So right about when I was gonna go, I was like, oh shit. Like I had to find this to recalibrate the pixels, and then I had to figure out all this bullshit. Oh man. Oh, it's been a fucking nightmare, but we'll figure it out, and hopefully we can. I'm probably gonna get the new PC, even though look, now I'm kind of questioning it because if this stream goes really well, then I'm like, oh shit, maybe we don't need the new PC. But I kind of want to get a new PC anyways because I'm like so sick of tech issues, dude. Like I'm so sick of tech issues. They're driving me nuts. Do you think the Doom trailer will be before or after the Avatar movie? It'll be before, brother. Should be before. Anyway, how you guys doing? Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not in a super chill mood. We'll get there. You know what I mean? We'll get there. We'll calm it down a little bit. Tech issues are one of the things that frustrates me the most, and I've been going through it for the past couple of weeks. So yeah, sorry about that. We'll try to just chill and get it all figured out. Justin says, Jesus, get a new PC so you can do gaming streams again. Yeah. And Warhammer painting streams. Don't forget about that. Don't forget about those Warhammer painting streams, brother. Got to get you on that Warhammer. Can we talk about Warhammer? Speaking of, says Nathan Riviera. Well, we could talk about one thing with Warhammer because right before I went live, I can't believe this is actually a thing, but apparently the Ultramarines got more rules. What the fuck is happening, dude? Like the Ultramarines have gotten so many things. And I get that Space Marine was a really popular game, but it's called Space Marine. It's not called Space Ultramarine. So I get that the Space Marines games have been really good to them. And, dude, that Titus thing was cool. I totally get it. But what the fuck, bro? What is happening? Like, they just be giving the poster boys everything, basically. It kind of sucks. But, yeah, useless information. Hey, you don't say that. Hey, you don't say that! Ultramarines have become Mary Sue's. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I'm just sick of their asses, to be honest. And their fans are so insufferable. The Ultramarine fans are having a really good time, and I get it, but shut up. How about that? That'd be cool. You'll get through the issues. Don't deep color or small things. Get the clips right and you'll be good, brother. Yeah, that's the thing is like, so it's kind of wild because right before all the tech issues, like I was in such a stride and such a rhythm, and I still feel good, but obviously the last couple of weeks with these tech issues have really thrown me off my game. So all the channels are a bit down just because I haven't been able to like make as many fucking videos. Everything's taken forever. So got the new camera. This appears to have some of the issues sorted out here. I look red as fuck though. I'm not that red. I shouldn't look this red. That's the only thing. Looking a little red, but we'll figure it out. We'll dial it in. We'll get it all dialed in. And then once we get back to like everything being chill, should be able to just rip it, man, because damn, there's a lot of content to be made. Like, look, you guys were talking to me about the X-Men leak on Monday. I still haven't even fucking opened that article, dude. I have so much going on that I haven't even opened that damn article. So maybe we'll do that today. High blood pressure? Maybe, although I've checked my blood pressure. It's actually pretty good. You look like you finally got a tan. I definitely didn't. I'm pale as fuck, dude. Pale as fuck. Very Polish pale over here. Hey, can I talk to you guys about totally random. Do you guys want me to just fucking get into it? I know we're super late today. I can just get into the stuff, or I could yap about some of the research I did with my family and the Polish and my grandfather and stuff. Like, dude, yesterday was Veterans Day, so I went on a little journey learning more about my grandfather and his service and my family and the Polish family. So Look, one thing. We'll get into. No. We'll get into the Doom stuff. Just let me say one thing because I thought it was kind of cool. So the Polish side of my family, their last name is Masiak. Okay, and that always kind of struck me a little odd because it doesn't seem like a very Polish name to me, right? But what happened was what I'm kind of putting together now is this is an Ellis Island kind of a thing. So like when a bunch of the Poles showed up, the real name was something like Maszczyki, and other Polish variants. There's like 4 different ones. And then it was either the people at Ellis Island or the Poles themselves decided, yeah, we'll just make it Masiak so that it's simpler. So there's like a huge group of Masiaks out there, which I do find to be pretty interesting. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So now I kind of want to go figure out what is the actual lineage of my family in Poland. You know what I mean? Oh, I saw a little focus thing. Okay, we might have to fix that. That feels a little too sensitive, no? Anyway, we'll dial it in. What are your thoughts on the DC crime show with Jimmy Olsen? That is really what Gunn was so protective of? LMAO. Wait, did he say that? Did he say that was the one that he was really protective of? No way. I don't think that's what it is. I think he's cooking something bigger than that. But here's what I'll say about that. Let me take a sip of coffee and I'll give you a hot take on that shit. So, when I first heard the thing about the Jimmy Olsen thing, which by the way, I'd love to know what y'all think about this too, right? When I first heard the Jimmy Olsen thing, I was like, that's cool. And the whole idea behind it for me was, so if you didn't know, when Jack Kirby went to DC Comics, which is a whole thing, we did a deep dive last year, it was fantastic. You know, we should probably do that deep dive once a year. I feel like you need to tell the story of Stan and Jack at least once a year. So maybe we'll do that again. But one of the very interesting things that happened was when Jack Kirby goes to DC Comics, he did not want to take anybody's job. One of the things you're going to learn about Jack, the more you learn about him, is he's like an everyday man, just a solid dude, was there for the working man, you know, helping people out, et cetera, et cetera. So he didn't want to take anybody's job. He could have taken anybody's job. He could have came over to DC and said, I want Superman, I want Batman, I want Wonder Woman, and they would have vacated, the other writer would have vacated the book. So Kirby, because he's such a cool dude, comes in and he's like, I'll do Jimmy Olsen. And then within the pages of Jimmy Olsen, he proceeds to tell some of the most fascinating, just like incredible DC stories of all time. He builds out all these really interesting, awesome characters. Eventually gets to do his Fourth World book, which was, I mean, kind of cut short a little bit. His Fourth World book's a little weird, to be honest. It's like Unleashed Kirby, but that Jimmy Olsen book is like seminal, dude. Like if you're a DC fan, you kind of know that Kirby cooked in Jimmy Olsen, okay? So when I first heard it, I was like, dude, that's kind of cool. And I also, by the way, I would imagine that Gunn has an affinity for Jack Kirby just being as big of a comic book fan as he is. And I actually think that's why he's going to do some of the Olmec stuff. That's a whole nother rabbit hole that we could get into, like the Jack Kirby version of Olmec, how Batman eventually adapts that. Everybody's just everybody loves King Jack Kirby, and everybody wants to pay homage or use King Jack Kirby stuff. So that was my initial reaction, was like, dude, Jimmy Olsen show, that could work. And I actually really like the guy that plays Jimmy too. But then I learned a little more about the creative talent that's on the thing. And obviously, you know, Gunn's involved heavily in the thing too. So it does kind of seem like it's going to be this quirky, funky, funny thing. And then the Gorilla Grodd thing, I like Gorilla Grodd. I think at the end of the day, man, again, and people are going to get on my case, dude. You know what I think is so funny, too? I'm fucking ADD as shit, man. But I'm going to tell you this. You know, we're in like a little bit of a heat, you know, with certain communities on the internet, right? Dude, these DC bots are still crazier than the theory people. It's wild to me. Like the DC people fucking hate me, dude. They're in all the videos and all the streams, dude. These DC fans are wilding. Anyway, point is, you know, I think ultimately the issue with everything DCU right now, including the Jimmy Olsen show, is that it's feeling like it's to James Gunn. Like it feels like quirky, goofy, silly, funny, all that kind of stuff. I don't think that's the way to go, man. And as we're going to talk about with the Dr. Doom stuff, I don't think that's what Marvel's doing. I think Marvel's going the opposite direction, which is really crazy. And we're going to get into all that. But that's like my take on the Jimmy Olsen thing. Could it still be cool? Sure. I think it just feels too gun, dude. Everything feels too gun. It's like, I don't know how exactly we got here. When he was promoting Superman, like, I understand that he didn't feel as though maybe the stars other than Holt were big enough to maybe carry the marketing. So like Jimmy Guns is like front and center in the marketing. You know, I took a lot of shots at him for that because I thought it was silly, but it does kind of make sense given everything that happened. But what that did, I think, and especially to follow up Superman with Peacemaker, what that did was really position the DCU in such a way that fans feel as though it's all very James Gunn. So even the V for Vendetta thing, right? Because they could be cooking, and I can be harsh, and I have been harsh on Gunn and DC, but like, dude, Jimmy Olsen show, like, that tracks, I understand it. V for Vendetta on HBO Max, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's kind of a cool combo. But then again, it's like James Gunn is executively producing that, right? So like, you go through this whole thing and then you're like, oh, but James Gunn is executively producing that? I don't know that I can get super fucking pumped about it. No offense, but it's all feeling a little bit too James Gunn. So, I mean, that's my take on it. Probably fucking infuriate all the DC fans, but that's my take. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of that? Jar Jar's Bathwater says, what will happen to your pants if Loki shows up to Toby and Wolverine in the trailer and says we're putting together a team? I mean, I don't know. It's a family show, so I don't want to get too graphic here, but, you know, fluids would be released. You know, fluids would be released. That's how I'd say it, yeah. DC presents The Rizzler, Adventures of Jimmy Olsen. Am I the only one that's still getting a little bit of lag? Hey, there might be some lag, brother. There could be issues going on. The stream has kind of been toasty. Stream has been toasted a little bit. So if you got a lag, it could be us. Actual DC fans should be pissed. James Gunn will ruin DC just like Disney ruined Star Wars. I mean, that could literally be happening in front of our eyes. I'm trying to see the positive in it, which I know seems maybe wild, but look, I don't think it's going to be good for anybody if DC goes belly up. And yeah, there are some issues. I just legitimately think we need to go away from the James Gunn sensibilities. Like, just that kind of shit. It's not the move anymore, man. I just really don't think it's the move. Why is the voice lower than normal? Is it? My bad. Hey, I figured out too, I have to put some filters on this mic. Adam, do you remember when after I did all the tweaking with the other camera and you were like, dude, the mic sounds so much better, and I got really mad? It's because it's more clear. I have to put like filters on it because like everybody can hear every little in my mouth and all my, you know, that's why probably everybody thinks I'm on coke because I'm, you know, the mic's really right there. So that's on you too, Adam, just so you know. Wait, they're remaking it? What do you mean? Reverse Flash Zoom, Savitar, Godspeed, and Red Death, all out of the awesome Flash villains they chose. The Talking Gorilla. Yeah, I like Grodd though. I like Grodd. V for Vendetta. Yes, sir. I think they are remaking it, brother. I think it's like the DCU version or something like that. Yeah. Stream is good. Very holly and jolly. Oh, hell yeah. You can add plugins for your audio. Yes. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Oh, okay. So let's read this one. VTJ says, production says, Campia is dead set on Hugh Jackman not being in Doomsday. Makes no sense to me. Hey, he might not be in Doomsday, to be honest. Like, legit, might not be in Doomsday. Trust me, we're gonna talk some Doomsday, motherfucker. And should we just get into it? Has V for Vendetta ever been in DC continuity? No, you're probably right. Is Alan Moore probably like an Elseworld thing, huh? I like that book a lot. I mean, I'm a big fan of Alan Moore, but also I'm a big fan of authoritarian fascist states in my fiction. Like, legit love that shit. That's why I like Warhammer so much, man. Seriously. That shit is cool. Okay. Should we talk Doom? Speaking of insane, crazy fascists, maybe we could talk a little bit about Dr. Doom here. This is legit, man. This is pretty crazy. I'm gonna be real with you. This one shocked me this morning, okay? I'll take you through the whole thing. I'll explain it all. By the way, was working on a video with this thing, okay? And I literally stopped doing the vid. I literally stopped it because I was like, okay, look, I'll finish this video, but I have to add shit to it now. Like I have to add shit to it because this is crazy, okay? All right, let me kill the music on this too, because I'm telling you, this is for serious. This is for serious. Some of you guys are probably like, what music? Okay. All right, this is for serious here. Okay? So everybody straddle up. Okay, everybody straddle up. So all right, let me just pause this. Okay. I'll explain the whole thing. It's really cool. Here's the deal too. This is something that will not blow up right now. I don't expect my videos about this to do super well. I mean, maybe they could pop off eventually, but I don't think my videos are going to be super well on this. I don't know that this stream will do super well with this story. And the reason why is because this is something that's going to kind of fly under the radar. So I'm going to make a little side tangent here. This has happened to me before, where I've had absolutely fucking crazy scoops, theories, or ideas that I think are worthy of views and attention and like, holy shit. But timing is everything. And legitimately, if the trades came out today and confirmed something that we all have known about for 6 months, but they confirmed it, that the videos and stuff that would cover that would literally get more views than what we're about to talk about here. And the reason is because all the algorithms on every social media platform look at what is going on all the other platforms. And so they sort of gauge what is grabbing up attention right now. That's where like your trending recommendations algorithms come from. The point I'm trying to make is if I'm right here, we're way ahead of the pack. And I don't expect anybody to confirm this for a long time here. But this is fucking crazy. So let me just kind of break it down. So over the weekend, I think it was literally on Sunday, Daniel RPK had a scoop about how there's going to be a bunch of Doom variants in Doomsday, including female Dooms. Let me get the chat. I got to get the chat pulled up for this because, guys, this is like juicy, baby. Like okay. So that happens. And he said, yeah, female variants. And that was like, a thing. People were mad about it. Gary Nerderotic chimed in and said, that's not true at all. Okay. And as I mentioned on Monday, Gary's pretty good. I think Gary has some pretty good sources. He's gotten stuff wrong, in the short time that I've been following his leaks. Like, for instance, Gary said that Doctor Doom was going to destroy the universe at the end of Fantastic Four. But a lot of people did. Like, a lot of people thought that was going to happen. So it's not like he was completely off base there. He just reported something that did not happen, which a lot of the scoopers do. So the point I'm making is Gary comes out and he says, no female variants. And I was like, wow, this is really interesting. Like, what's this about? Maybe Daniel's stirring up the pot. Maybe the scoopers are trying to push a narrative about something that's not real. Okay. And then I told you on Monday, and this is where it's going to get crazy. I told you that I had a source reach out to me and say that the female variant thing was real. And not only was it real, there were 3 of them in particular, and they would all have golden masks. And there would be one dressed in purple, there would be one dressed in gold, and there would be one dressed in green. Okay? And this is what the person told me. They said, no, this is real. The Doom variant thing is real, and the female variant thing is real. They're wearing gold masks. Now, when I first heard that, I was like, well, first of all, fucking better not be real. Second of all, what is the deal with the golden masks, right? What is the deal with the golden mask? Dude, guys, dead ass, I'm editing a video this morning. I have editors, but I always do Final Cut edit. I don't know what it is. I'm a control freak. I would probably make a lot more videos if I just let it go and let other people do Final Cut on all my videos, but I can't. You know what I mean? I fucking can't. Anyway, so I'm editing an edit, and my editor randomly puts this clip up, or this scene right here with the golden mask. Okay? And I was like, oh, shit. Okay? Now, immediately, I sort of look into this. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Well, if you didn't know, that's Dark Phoenix. So now let me pull up some shit for y'all, because this all goes back to this literally all goes back to the Avengers Forever comic. And how much have we been talking about the Avengers Forever comic, guys? Like, just throw it into the chat. How many times have you heard Papa Josh talk about this group? We've been talking about it. And the reason we've been talking about it is because there were rumors suggesting that some aspects of Avengers Forever and this whole big thing they did was going to be adapted for Avengers Doomsday. Okay? So, with all of that said, this variant here, the Dark Phoenix, who is this? What's the deal with this? And by the way, there's other stuff that I want to get into too, because I understand the variant thing a little bit more as well. This is a variant of the Phoenix Force that has some like dark, twisted connection to like antimatter and wicked, horrible, destructive forces out there within the energy. So this is the strongest version of the Phoenix in the multiverse. And what Doom was doing was he was going around and grabbing up the strongest variants of all of these different characters, and he would go around, destroy worlds. He was trying to kill all of the Avengers, like the I forget what they were called, but there were some like the Star Brand, the Phoenix Force itself, the Odin Force. There was like these this was connected to the Million BC stuff with all those characters. So this Doom was going around doing all this sort of stuff. Now, I've already been talking about this Doctor Doom a little bit because I've started to believe, which this is what the video was that I was working on this morning. I've started to believe that this Doom may well have sacrificed his family to get his powers, and that he will be a version of this Doctor Doom from that Marvel Comics story. Okay, so that's the video that I was working on, and in that regard, we had already been speaking about this character. This character was a variant of Doctor Doom that they call, which I think you guys all need to go read, and like I'll pull up some of it here for you. You should all go read literally Avengers Forever issue number 5. Okay? Because it's all about this variant of Doctor Doom. I'm going to read this. This is literally the opening fucking line in this issue, okay? It says, "Do not avert your eyes, or the ability to do so will be taken from you. Do not beseech me for the mercy of murder. Do not go mad until I give you leave, and rest assured you will go mad. No one can see what you are about to see and still cling to any semblance of sanity. That is why you are here, to see. Until the horror behind every scar has revealed itself to you, until you comprehend all that I am, only then will I allow you the honor of groveling before me, as a soul-gutted heap of whimpers at the feet of doom. Let us begin." God damn! Oh, shit! God damn, bars, dude, bars. Let me throw a couple more at you. This shit's crazy. This is as he's telling the story in that issue right here. I'll read this part to you too. I love this shit, okay? "All true power begins with self-reliance. Only the man who has no need of anyone is capable of ruling everyone. To that end, I have always devoted myself first and foremost to achieving the state of perfect solitude, of knowing my own mind with the religious zeal of a monk who longs to know his God. And I believed that I had done so until the day I first strangled myself." Cold-blooded. Yeah, dude, this dude is not to be fucked with, okay? And so in this story, and this is why I really think this is potentially what they're doing, right? And we've gone over this a couple of times before, but let me explain one other thing here because I think it's pretty crazy. So basically, guys, right after the Doctor Doom, because what's happening here is in this first scene here, this is a scene where Doom above all. That's what they call him, which I wonder if that's what they'll the Doom that remains or Doom above all. I wonder if that's what they'll call it down east. Anyway, this guy, okay, as he is explaining this story, he's explaining it to a variant of Doom, okay? And so, yeah, this, like, beginning part where he's saying that cold-ass shit, he's saying it to a variant of Doom, and he is going to make the variant of Doom cut out his own tongue. In fact, I'll show you that, too, because it's fucking crazy. This is, like, from the end of the episode. This guy says, "I am your Doom to command now and forever. All hail the Doom above Doom." And then he says, "Remove your own tongue, then clean up the mess." And then this guy says, "At once, my lord." Like, dude, I'm just telling you, like, this shit was this was cold-blooded, you know? But earlier on in the story, and yes, it is a Swamp Thing Doom. Earlier on in the story, as he is explaining this shit, he tells this Doom, or rather, this Doom almost escapes and smashes one of the Doom bots in the room. Except then he says, "I thought these were Doom bots. They are certainly not." Okay? Let me see if I can pull this up. Because herein lies the issue. Walk with me on this, okay? So this guy, this Doom's like, "Wait, these are not Doom bots?" And then the cold ass Dr. Doom says, "They are most certainly not. They are Dooms who were once where you are now. Dooms who hung on the cross until they saw. And now they will show you the way. Remove his eyelids, nail his head to the cross, and we shall continue." Okay, so going back to the leaks, according to Majestic and according to a lot of others, at the end of the film, there's going to be a battle where Dr. Doom and a bunch of Doom bots are fighting against the multiversal Avengers, and this includes, according to the rumors, according to Majestic, this includes variants of Thor, variants of Steve Rogers, variants. There's at least one variant of Iron Man, Superior Iron Man, that's there. Loki's going to be there. Yeah, other characters are going to be there, maybe Deadpool. And they're all fighting against Doom and the Doom bots. Except, here's the thing, okay? When you look at the report that do you guys see where I'm going with this? If you're to look at the report that Daniel had, then I think what might be happening here is maybe we think they're Doom bots, and then, like, one of the Thors kills one of them, and it ain't a Doom bot, brother. It's a Doom that's subservient to RDJ's Doom. And if that's what it is, then that completely explains all the leaks, everything we were confused about. Why didn't it make sense? Now, let's go back to the female variant thing, okay? Now, look, it's possible these are female variants. Totally. It could absolutely be female variants of Doom. And if this is what they're doing, then that's what they're doing. By the way, it'd be super fucking crazy if Doom did some cold-ass shit to some female variants as well. But we also have heard that he's going to have lieutenants, that there are going to be, generals of Doom, and King Thanos, potentially one of them. Other characters like that, okay? And so I'm starting to think that these golden masked female variants that were described to me are maybe Jean Grey variants from the multiversal Masters of Evil. Like, they could literally all be Jean Greys. They could be other Marvel characters that have been co-opted in a similar way. So some of you guys brought up yesterday, Clea could be one of them. Absolutely. Death could be one of them, meaning Aubrey Plaza's character. Wanda could be one of them. Absolutely. You know who I would love, though? I would love if it were Femke, and then it were Jennifer Lawrence, and then it were Sadie Sink. That's right. I'm not over it. I'm not done with the Sadie Sink stuff. I won't stop. Okay? Because I am crazy. I still think she could be Jean. I still think she could be Jean, because if she's one of Doom's generals, then who's to say she's not lying about who she is when she's in the Spider-Man movie with Mr. Peter Parker? You know what I mean? So I think that could be what's going on, I would love that, by the way. Now, also, too, there's this other thing where there was a variant of Doom that had a mask, but he had his mouth part kind of like removed. That's kind of interesting. So that could be a Doom that is the voice of all the Dooms. Like maybe he's the guy that like speaks for Doom when Doom's not around, or maybe he's missing a tongue. Like, I don't know what that is about. And then there's a Doom that has horns as well, right? Why not Sophia? You mean Sylvie? You talking about Sylvie? It could be Sylvie. Do we really like Sylvie like that though? Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to talk shit on Sylvie, but like Sylvie's a Loki variant from like the Loki show. I don't really like. I don't have an affinity for that character in the same way that I do a Jean Grey. You know what I mean? And like, dude, the thing that's crazy. So this is why I like a lot of the energy from. I like a lot of the energy from the Avengers Forever run because, dude, they just went for it with the variant shit. Like, it was crazy. Like, one of the main characters is a Tony Stark variant that's an alcoholic and he's Ant-Man. And he was awesome, dude. Sophie Turner played the Dark Phoenix. You're right. You're right. I was wrong on that. What did I say? Jennifer Lawrence? Yeah. So, yeah, Sophie, Femke, and Sadie. I mean, damn, their names kind of even rhyme. I mean, that would be cool, man. That's how I would do it. I'd be like, oh, shit, who's Dr. Doom got rocking with him? 3 different Dark Phoenixes, motherfucker. What you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do against 3 Dark Phoenixes? Nothing. Whole lot of nothing. That's what you're gonna do. So, I don't know, dude. That would be super badass. So, I've been kind of stuck on this. Like I said, I did part of the video today was about Franklin and Doom and the potential of him being super dark and sacrificing his own son. This is an extension of that, which would absolutely take this over the top. Like, this would be crazy. And a lot of other things that we've heard starting to line up with this. Femke said she wasn't coming back. Yeah, totally. And she might not. I just think it would be awesome. Let's see here. VJB Production says, maybe Doom is sending gene variants undercover to universes to convey and try to manipulate and anger anchor beings. That is like pretty much where my head was at, dude. Yeah, like that's like right on par with what I'm thinking. You know, and especially if Kang is still involved somehow, like, yeah, there's a lot of games being played. It's looking more and more either way like Doom has been building some shit behind the scenes, right? So, like, whether or not he has a ton of Doom variants or just a ton of Doom bots, whether or not the ladies are in gold masks are actually Dr. Dooms or not, this dude's stacked, man. I mean, just like Thanos when he had his Warbound and he had all of his ships, he had his armies, and he had his generals. I think Doom is going to have the same thing. And again, we've heard those rumors about the Doctor Doom planet side. Like, dude, and I don't know if this shit is real because James Mack is kind of wild, right? Like, he's had some stuff that I think is real. He's had some stuff that I think is fake. But James Mack said that there would be a Death Star, like, Doctor Doom that was like a planet-sized Doctor Doom. That's also in the Avengers Forever run. So, like, I don't know, guys. There's a lot of shit starting to pile up where I'm like, damn, like, this could be what it is. And, dude, so my whole thing, right, you guys know my theory, and I was, like, really dead set on that being what it was, and I was like, oh, this would be so cool and so fantastic. But if they were going to do anything else, it would be this version. I talked to you guys about this shit before, man. Like, I've talked to you guys about this. We talked about, I got to go back and look. I'm pretty sure I made a video when this issue first came out, bro. Right? Like, I did a video when I first read this issue because I was like, damn, like, this is the coldest Doctor Doom I've ever seen in comics. And I've witnessed a lot of Doctor Doom, so this one certainly earned his place. Yeah, so that's the basics of it, guys. Oh my God, I can't believe we actually got the stream going so I could get up here and yap about it because I was very excited about this. I got excited about this hours ago, and then I was like, oh wait, the camera computer won't work. So there you go, guys. Let me know. Let's have a conversation about this. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What do you make of this? I mean, obviously this would be incredibly dark, right? Would you perhaps say this is maybe the darkest thing that Marvel has ever done? If they did this, do you think this would be the darkest thing they've ever done? Doom is a motherfucker. I mean, yeah, he is. He is. I feel like Mac and Majestic both stole from the Scooper Discord. I think you're correct on that, yes. One doom to rule them all. Kamala Doom incoming. Don't you say it, bro. Don't you say it, bro. We're having a good day over here. Don't you say it. I'm 100% into whatever you tell me I'm into. Oh, shit. Okay, well, that's certainly a take. The Marvels was the darkest thing they've ever done. Okay, all right, okay. I think Cam Hayward agrees with you, right? Like, I've been seeing a little bit of BD and Phase Hero. They were posting some stuff with Cam Hayward, who's a Steeler. And did he actually put the Marvels as the very bottom of it, of the MCU list? Because that's probably accurate. I'd put Quantumania down there personally. I think Quantumania is like one of the worst things I've ever put in front of my eyeballs. But yeah, should be a Doom goon. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus, here we go. Another day on the internet. Doom needs to toe the line of gore so the adult fans are hooked. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like that. I kind of like where your head's at with that. Yeah. Yeah, let's see what you guys are saying here. Wasted Kang and MODOK, you're not wrong. Why are we worried about the plot if we can't see the movie for a year? Oh, it's just like anticipation, man. Like a lot of people like to get anticipated and hype, talk about the leaks and the rumors. If you don't like it, that's fine. You know, nothing, nobody's forcing you to be here, man. If you remember the Infinity War theory crafting, then you understand the rumors of getting way out of hand. So Cosmic, you know what's funny about that is like, you're just wrong. Not that you are inaccurate, but you're wrong, because the Infinity War movie completely leaked about a week before it, and then Endgame leaked like a couple of weeks before it came out too. The difference is that we didn't realize that people could be that accurate back then. So I read about Infinity War before the movie came out. You're right in a sense that there were a lot more theories because people weren't paying as much attention to who was accurate and who was not. But basically, after Endgame, dude, that went away. These leaks are not like that, dude. It is not like it was back in the day. Like, we know a lot of this shit. I'm not saying we know this, and there's still a lot of mystery. And the thing about this one that's really interesting is, like, you know, the Russos claim to have had a lot of ways to throw people off the scent, and they claim that they've done that already. And you could argue they have, because there have been a lot of fake, you know, things and like weird stuff that's going on. So, yeah. Do you really believe Disney would put such a dark plot out? I mean, I would love it, but I don't know, man. Okay, so let me explain to you why I think this would be titties and why I think they're going to do it. Hang on now. Okay, so what did we just talk about with James Gunn? Okay, what did we just discuss when it came to DC, the Jimmy Olsen show, and frankly, a lot of what's going on with, you know, comic book content, let's say? There's no edge. There's no edge, and even The Boys has become kind of, in some ways, a little parody of itself. Like, it doesn't have its same edge as it used to. It's just kind of like gross and over the top. Feels a little James Gunn to me. And I really think that the sensibilities of I think people want some like Giga Chad, male-coded, badass shit, man. I've been saying it for a while, but that's what I think is going on. And there was a line that Channing Tatum said, right, where he was discussing the Gambit character. Because remember, I was even like, dude, I don't know if I want Channing's Gambit in there, man. You know, like, Channing's cool, and I like the movie Deadpool and Wolverine, but like, that's a silly character. Like, he's literally a joke. But what Chan said was, oh, no, they don't want me to go full Cajun. They want it to be serious. So the Russos are kind of like cooking and pulling it back. And he's spoken a lot about how much he's enjoying the process and all that sort of stuff. So if we take that idea, right, that he's sort of saying that that's what they're on these days, then would it not track that they're taking it, the entire tone in that direction? Wouldn't it make sense? And then think about this too. They said they wanted to challenge the audience. And for a long time, I thought that meant they want to retcon Tony, which would be huge. Dude, that would be huge. Retconning Tony is huge, of course. It's one of the most, I mean, that's why it's such a big deal that he came back, because he's like the biggest actor ever in the biggest role ever. Like, come on, of course. That retcon would be crazy. But what if it's not that? What if it's not that they want the audience to feel challenged because of that. Maybe it's this. Right? Like maybe it's we want them to face a seriously twisted, dark individual. And speaking of that, this is something that Gary said too, back in the day. He said that when he was discussing the thing about the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom destroying that universe at the end of the film or whatever, one of the things that Gary said was the idea behind it was they wanted the audience to see the face of their greatest hero act in the worst possible, most villainous way possible. That juxtaposition is part of why they wanted to do whatever they're doing. Wow, and I think that's probably accurate. Like I think he was right about that, even if that didn't end up in the film. So extend that idea into what we're talking about right here. And the other thing, we'll get into the trailer in just a little bit here. A lot of rumors that trailer's coming quick. We might not have to wait until the 18th to get that trailer. Real talk. And there's some expos and some fan events and some stuff coming up where I've heard you might get a little leaky, might get a little clippy out there. And so, guys, we're going to start knowing a lot more about this movie in just a few weeks here. This is going to get crazy. So, I don't know. I totally understand why people think Disney won't do it. There's a big part of me that thinks Disney won't do it. Well, let me just say this, though. What if they do? I mean, what are you gonna say if they do? Does this not sound awesome? Does this not sound Giga Chad? Does this not sound fucking male coded? Does this not sound dude, bro? Like this sounds, and again, the ladies are welcome too, but I'm just saying, like, this is my shit. This sounds incredible, dude. And maybe I'm doing that thing where I'm speculating, I'm coming up with a theory, and I'm going to the end of the line. Like I'm skipping it over. I'm doing the best. I'm going fanboy dreaming. And Marvel will never do it. I've done it before, and I'll do it again. But there's something about this that feels a little bit different, particularly with this leak about the golden masks, dude. So, that's what I think. The Russos have my trust until they break it. Yeah, no, I think that's appropriate, brother. And I'm in the same boat. By the way, Russo's sticking around at Parliament, according to Alex Perez. Pretty interesting. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm really hoping they go full dark plot. That would be the coolest one possible. Yeah, dude. Can you imagine if he makes the other Doctor Dooms cut out their tongue? Like we see the one homie. Well, actually, he passed, didn't he? Damn. And then that one guy's still around, right? The dude that played him in the F4 movie? The Josh Trank one? Marvel should risk themselves to release the teaser only in theaters. Someone will leak it, record from the cinema, and everyone will watch it online in leaked mode. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Rated R Avengers movie? No, but they might push the PG-13 as hard as they possibly could. It's funny too because Valrak, dude. Yo, you be in my corner? God damn it, Valrak, you got me just like I got you. I was about to make a point about the darkness of Doctor Doom. Holy shit. I guess what I'm trying to say is I think it's possible they do this, man. I think it's possible they do this. And the PG-13, John. So I was watching Conan last night. I actually watched Conan. The one with what's his face? Not Momoa, right? Oh my god, it is Jason Momoa. Dude, did y'all see that? It's actually pretty good. And I was noticing, although I think that is technically rated R, like they do some shit like that too, because there's like all the sacrificing of like the children and stuff, and it's like, a lot of this stuff is dark, but I suppose it's how you put it into the film that will get you to, accept it or not. And then there's probably a way for it to be in the movie where it's not rated R, but like pushing that rating as far as you can go. Yeah. And then what if they actually did like an R-rated cut afterwards? You know what I mean? Now that I could see happening. That would be spicy, dude. Would you guys watch an R-rated cut of the Avengers? Like, what if that would be kind of wild, right? Where they do like a regular cut, theatrical cut, and then they have either an unrated. That's probably the move, is just to have it be unrated and release it. Woo! Yeah. They're not making an R-rated cut, bro. You're just yapping. I mean, but they've literally made R-rated movies already. Daredevil's TVMA, and the last R-rated movie they made 1.3. I'm not sitting here suggesting that they're going to do it, but the idea that they won't do it, I think, is crazy. I think they could, and I think they might. They should have just done that for MOM. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, MOM had a lot of different issues, but yeah, that's probably fair. Not Avengers. They make too much money for family. They won't. But that's what I'm saying. Is like, dude, no, you're misunderstanding me. Dude, trust me, bro. Why don't you just trust me, bro? You do it like this. You have the whole ass theatrical run. You have the whole ass digital Disney Plus run. You do it all. And then you announce, like 6 months before Secret Wars, the unrated cut of the motherfucking Doomsday movie. Put it out on Disney Plus. Get people all excited to go check out Secret Wars. Come on! Come on! That doesn't sound dope? That doesn't sound dope as hell to you? That sounds incredible to me. And they've done that before, right? I think they did that with Logan, right? Because Logan had a cut, and then Logan did the black and white cut. I don't know that it was more gory, but it could have been. Feels like fetch. What feels like fetch? Warhammer? Don't say that shit to me. I didn't even mention how, obviously, with Warhammer being the next big thing on the horizon, Kevin Feige is aware of it, and he's trying to take Marvel into a Warhammer direction. I didn't even mention that shit. Okay, but of course that's what's going on. Everybody sees what's going on. You know what? You guys don't know shit. Okay? Back in the day, when the fucking Avatar movie was coming out, okay? Dave Filoni was at my fucking college speaking to all of us students in the college. You know what Dave Filoni said to me? He said, everybody in town, he's talking about Hollywood, everybody in town is talking about the new Avatar movie, the blue people. That's the talk of the town over there. You know what the talk of the town is right now? Warhammer. Everybody knows it. It's the next big fucking thing. So, of course, Marvel is trying to tap into that Warhammer energy for the Marvel Cinematic Universe because they know it's coming. And they know that that's the hot shit. That's what everybody's going to be into. So, imagine being Marvel when Warhammer is here. What a bunch of losers. God damn, dude, you're gonna fucking turn my community against me, brother. They already don't like it. They already don't like it. Yo, Valrak, I am working literally on a video that's literally like converting Marvel fans into Warhammer fans, though. Like, dude, like I actually like made the video. I'm working on it right now. Anyway, I support you, brother, but watch the Predator movie. It isn't female power whatsoever. It's actually really good. And this is coming from someone who isn't with the woke shit. Heard that, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot. I mean, the other day, and I know people got upset, but like all I was trying to say was that the conversations around it affect people. And in a world where convenience is king and it's really hard to get to the theaters, I think even if a narrative's not 100% true, like all I was trying to say was like, when I look at Predator and then I hear all this shit, I'm like, okay, am I really going to go do all of this, go to the theater and do all this for the Predator movie when I'm hearing that like it could be girl boss and a little weird with like the romance with the Predator and shit. Like that's all I'm trying to say. Imagine the Warhammer show fucks up and turns people away that didn't read it. No, that's like, it's the opposite of that. The opposite of that's what's going to happen. Trust. You guys got to trust. And, oh, man. I'm actually working on 2 videos that are taking Marvel fans in. All right, I'll just admit it. I got 2 videos, okay? One's going to go on the Warhammer channel. One's going on the main Den of Nerds channel. That's right. It's time. Gonna learn today about the glorious God Emperor. You're gonna get a video on Den of Nerds, and it's gonna go tell you to go watch the video on Warhammer Explained. You watch these two videos, and it'll be like the goddamn Doctor Doom variant, like eyelids off, motherfuckers. You're gonna watch these videos, and you will get into Warhammer. And once you do, hit me up, and we'll try to help you find your army. Yeah. Okay, maybe I went too far there. Maybe I went a little too far there. I'm sorry. Hey, by the way, Valrak, that's an Imperial Fist box. But you know we're painting it up green. This is why we've been lacking streams, because you've been making Warhammer shit. I mean, I'm working on stuff. You know, I mean, the technical issues have been a big pain in the ass, guys. I've had to, and it's my least favorite shit. I'd rather just make the content, but. One of my friends gave me a Chaos Marine little 3-pack, still haven't built it. Dude, crack it open and see if you like it. Clip out the pieces, glue them together. Is that fun? If not, no big deal. You know what I mean? But like if you crack that thing open and all of a sudden you're like, wait, so I can glue this however I want. I can paint this however I want. My army is truly mine. Then like, dude, that's like for me, like that's what got me. I was like, dude, literally every single piece. If I don't like it, I can literally cut it, re-glue it, kit bash it, paint it differently. I can do whatever I want. Your army becomes your army, and that is a really cool part of the hobby. I mean, look here. Where's my notes? I shouldn't give away the content from the videos. You guys got to watch, but. So how long do we have to wait for this Warhammer stuff to take over? I mean, it's already happening, but I would say this. What you're really asking is, like, when do the normies, and I'm sorry, but, like, a lot of Marvel fans and Star Wars fans, you guys are normie nerds. It's okay. I love you. But you're kind of like normie nerds, right? So what you're asking me is, how can the mainstream Marvel and Star Wars fans that are, like, kind of into nerdy shit because it's been, like, acceptable for the last 25 years, when will it be the case that those people start really getting into Warhammer? That is probably a year, maybe a year and a half away. Yeah. And once that happens, by the way, Chapter Master Valrak is going to blow the fuck up. And then I'm going to ride his coattails. I'm going to be like, yo, Val, put me on a stream, put me on a video. And I'm going to grab onto his fucking coattails. And I'm going to fly away from the Marvel fan base. Like, woo! Like just fucking, yeah, it's going to be great. Would you ever make Predator content and deep dives? Probably not. I mean, I like the Alien universe a little bit more than the Predator universe, to be honest, but Val, you son of a bitch! E2 Brute! E2 Brute! Fuck! I got into Warhammer back in 6th grade. That was 16 years ago, pushing 30. Damn. So you're an OG. You're what they would call a veteran. You're a veteran. Normal, just because we don't like Warhammer. Oh no. Have I offended you? I'm not trying to offend you. I that's the way I see it. Like, I don't know, Marvel, to be fair, Marvel has a depth to it that I think is not completely appreciated, and Marvel absolutely, like, I love Marvel partially because it is so deep and it is so wild, but like the meme is that Warhammer is the final boss of being a nerd, because like, dude, it's just so dense, it's so deep, it's so crazy. Like, the lore is nuts. There are people on YouTube that make full ass lore content about one faction. Like, they don't, you could ask them about like this other faction over here and they wouldn't know shit. That's how, like, the game is so, you shouldn't even call it a game. It's like the hobby or whatever, right? It's so vast and deep, pause, giggity, that, yeah. You think we get a Doomsday trailer like the Monday or Tuesday online before Avatar? Yo, that would be great. I don't know about that. So here's what I'll say about the trailer, okay? Let's talk about the trailer just for a little bit, okay? I'll stop offending everybody with my Warhammer takes, okay? My bad, everybody, my bad. But also it's going to happen. You're going to get into it. Okay, so let's talk about the Doomsday trailer. Talk about that Doomsday trailer because that shit's going to be peak, okay? So, John Campbell did actually say 30 versions. Like, I thought you guys were fooling with me on Monday. Like, some people came into the chat and they were like, dude, 30 versions? I was like, what? That's crazy. But apparently it's not false. Like, John is like dead set on them testing 30 plus versions of this trailer. What? That's crazy. I mean, we all knew it was a big deal. I mean, let's take a step back. We all know it's a super big deal. And of course, it's a very big deal, the trailer, and it's the first look at everything, and it's a year away. I mean, I've said this all before. It's a very atypical situation. You normally do not do a trailer a year away from a movie. And if you do, it's usually like crazy teaser. So the Odyssey trailer is a good example of this. The Odyssey trailer is, it's true tease. You know, you don't really get to see much. You get a couple of the actors, a lot of dialogue, but it's just like a tease, right? So that's what's going on. That's the deal with that. And this trailer is apparently not a tease. You know, according to Chris Gore, although I guess with 30 versions, maybe some of them are more teaser than others, right? I think that's probably fair to say. But 30 different versions, not a teaser trailer, over a year away. Now, they're going to play this thing in front of Avatar, which we just found out Avatar is 3 hours and 15 minutes, which means I can watch the trailer, go home, cut a reaction, come back, and finish the movie. Wild. But yeah, it's supposed to play in front of Avatar. But what I've been hearing some rumblings, and I think Cryptic HD's been talking a little bit about this too, some of the other people that are out there covering this. CCXP Brazil, I believe, is the 4th to the 7th. The 4th through the 7th. And I think that would be a good spot for them to show that crowd one of these 30 trailers. Now, what's weird about this is like, okay, so if you have 30 trailers, the question would be like, are you going to start ripping them? Like, are you just going to start like putting trailers out all the time? Because when Endgame and Infinity War were happening, that happened for a bit. Marvel had like 20, 30 different TV spots. I remember because obviously we were covering it a lot and people would always hit me up. Dude, I would get hit up like every hour on the hour. Oh shit, new 30-second spot, 2 seconds of new footage over on ABC, or like, oh shit, ESPN just showed this. Holy fuck. Like, dude, I remember when that happened, right? So they have the ability to sort of like volley arrows of little teaser trailers. But I think instead we sort of create reverence around one trailer for this moment. That feels a little bit more appropriate to me. So I think if I had to guess, and this is just a guess, if I had to guess, I would say they're going to pick one. It's going to go hard. Maybe you'll see versions of that, smaller versions of that, but they're going to do one. It's going to go hard, and they're going to that's going to be the one. And then they'll do more around summer for Spider-Man. That's what I predict. So, hot damn. Like, that is, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. So, I'm excited. And again, this will change a lot of things. We'll obviously do a lot of coverage over here. I'm holding off on the video series until we see the trailer, just so that I'm not like completely off fucking base. Like, imagine we started building one of these really big videos and then the trailer like proves something wrong or whatever. Like, that would be tough. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the trailer. You guys got any questions, thoughts on the trailer? Anybody? Bueller, anybody? Let me know when we get a Spider-Man trailer. So some people were saying that it would drop with Avatar as well. I doubt that. Like, that seems crazy to me. By the way, do you see this curl in my hair? So this cowlick, all this hair curls up this way, and I have to like force it down. It's so annoying. I should probably get my hair cut, actually. Starting to get a little crazy. But yeah. Real bad cowlicks, man. The struggle of curly hair for sure. Josh, I think they just made 30 plus trailers to test. They will pick the best parts of the best one and Frankenstein that shit together. Yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily too far off of what I think is going to happen as well. But yeah. Yeah. Should be good. You have those everywhere? You got a few cowlicks? Tough out there, man. Tough out there with the curly hair, huh? All right, should we shift a little bit and do the Alex Perez Q&A for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars Part 1? Then let's do the X-Men leaks, if that's cool. And then we'll get on out of here. I will do a member stream for tonight, probably just a chill one, guys. We'll just chill, talk about some stuff, hang out as a community. Don't really have anything big planned. And then hopefully we can stream tomorrow. It kind of seems like things are going good here, but I don't know. I also need to like get this handled. So I need to get the new computer. I need to make sure that we're actually able to make the content and whatnot. So yeah, Mario trailer. I mean, the Mario trailer seems cool. I mean, first of all, I'm not going to watch it on stream because they'll take all my money, dude. Like, they'll come a knocking for that shit. Nintendo is crazy, so I don't want to do that. But I'll say this. I think the movie looks cool. And I think Nintendo is right on track, man. I think that Mario movie was great. Liam loves the Mario movie. He loves Mario in general. So Nintendo's doing good with that. And that trailer looks fun. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Okay. Let's pull this up. Okay, I gotta kind of size that down a little bit here and size this up a little bit. Okay, I don't really have like a crazy agenda or anything here. I saw some of these things and I figured let's just go over it. You know, I know you guys like these Q&As from Alex, so let's go over this. Let's see what we got cooking, okay? So, let's see. Your first question is, considering both... Let me make sure we're good here. All right, yeah, we'll start here. Considering both the original and new lineup of Guardians of the Galaxy includes Star-Lord, Rocket, Groot, Nebula, Drax, Mantis, Gamora, Kraglin, Cosmo, Adam Warlock, and Phyla-Vell, which of these characters is currently not expected to have a role or cameo in either Doomsday or Secret Wars? Gamora is going to be out of the picture, though I believe that Gamora's presence in the MCU will be used as an example regarding how the barriers between universes have been eroding since Gamora was seen in Endgame and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is not from our universe timeline per se. I really haven't heard much about the Guardians aside from Star-Lord. I know he was previously supposed to be involved, so let's keep an eye out for him now. Wow, okay, so that is kind of interesting. So the first thing he's saying here is that Gamora's out of the picture. That's kind of interesting. That tracks with stuff we heard. By the way, I'm kind of blanking on the actress, but she had said that she really wants somebody else to play Gamora. Like, she's kind of done with it, but she would love for the character to keep going. She wants somebody else to get a chance at it. So that's kind of interesting. And it is also, yes, true that Gamora in Endgame and them coming into the timeline does sort of erode the timeline in a way, right? And that is interesting, right? You could maybe read some stuff into that. I suppose we'll see if that is used as an explanation, particularly if Star-Lord is involved, because Alex isn't exactly saying this, but there's an implication here that this would have been done via Star-Lord as he was previously supposed to be involved in the film. Maybe some dialogue from him as they're trying to figure out the erosion of time. I think that makes sense. I think that tracks. Next up. Thanks for being host again. We missed you. So wondering, is Stephen Feige being featured in the trailer really possibility? There have been some rumors about it. Alex says, I've seen the rumors. At this point, the cat is out of the bag with them being in Doomsday, since Marvel gave the exclusive to The Hollywood Reporter and deadline to run, and they're still keeping a lot of OG characters in the dark. And maybe they'll drop them in the trailer to keep the lid on any character confirmations, although I expect it to be something along the lines of Charles Xavier in the Multiverse of Madness trailer tease. Anyway, we should know by early mid-December. Ooh, I wonder why he said early mid-December instead of the 18th. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, so he's saying they're still keeping a lot of the OG characters in the dark. What does that mean? Like they're hiding the fact that the OGs are in the film? That's kind of interesting. Maybe they'll drop them in the trailer to keep a lid on any character confirmations. meaning he'll drop the OG character, or he'll drop. Oh, okay. So I think what Alex is possibly implying is like maybe they won't put Steve and Peggy in there because they don't want to confirm any of the leaks, and then people will start like kind of, oh shit, if this is real, maybe this is real, kind of a thing. That could be the case, although he brings up the Charles Xavier Multiverse of Madness thing. Yo, by the way, chat, how did you guys feel about that? Can you remember back to when that trailer was first coming out? Because I remember when that trailer came out and it had the shot of the yellow cart and him, right, or his wheelchair, and then it had the shield and it had like other things. Like, how did y'all feel about that? Because that was kind of different than Spider-Man No Way Home. In No Way Home, they showed off the villains, but they never hinted about Toby and Andrew. Never in the marketing. And the one thing that was interesting about that was like I was sitting in the theater and I had seen like, dude, I had seen things that were like, I would have put a lot of money that they were in that movie. Okay. But I still had this like semblance of doubt. Like there was some semblance of doubt simply because Marvel had never confirmed it. And I was like, wow, what if this is all just some big ruse? What if it didn't work out, fell all apart behind the scenes? And so like I just had ever so slight skepticism, which was kind of nice. So I wonder if that's something they'll do or whatever, but let's keep going. Okay, this one's quite interesting here. It says, hey, Alex and Liz, appreciate you doing the Q&A. Are the Russo brothers done with the MCU after Secret Wars? Or do they have projects in the next phase to help set up the Mutant Saga? This is actually kind of interesting. So they say here, so as I understand it, Marvel bringing the Russos along for the ride post-Secret Wars was part of the famous Marvel Parliament, basically just overseeing the general story for the next saga, because they want to avoid mistakes they made with the Multiverse Saga in trying to branch out to many different story points and have multiple open endings without having a clear direction. Like, the main idea of the saga was to basically introduce this idea of the multiverse so Marvel could play around in the sandbox and do things they'd never get the chance to do if it was just their established universe. And they wanted to try out new elements and explore new corners of the MCU, while still trying to find ways to relate to the multiverse, ultimately to get to this point where incursions are happening in the main universe and the multiverse is about to end. And of course, they introduce cameos of previous heroes here and there. But COVID-19 affected their plans. A lot of internal discussions pushed Marvel to drop their content months, even years before they were ready. And, whoa. Internal discussions. He's saying Bob Iger. Guys, don't spread this around, but Alex Perez just pointed a finger at Bob Iger. Literally. But he didn't actually. Don't spread it around. But Alex Perez is saying Bob Iger fucked it all up. Look at this. A lot of internal discussions pushed for Marvel. Who would push Marvel? Who pushes Marvel? To drop their content months and even years before they were ready. Who would do that? And it was a domino effect that really just had a catastrophic mess of story plot where basically less than half the projects dropped in less than 5 years actually matter. Yeah, that's what happened. And in their minds, the Russos, who have experience juggling multiple characters in their movies and tying stories together, would be good addition to the team. They can provide their input to what works, where what can introduce now versus what can introduce in some other time, and so on. Okay, so that's like a long-winded answer. Chapek, I mean, they both were responsible, Chapek and Iger. So this is kind of interesting. Alex is saying that the Russo brothers are joining Parliament. Wow, what an incredible thing. If that's true, that would be a huge deal. Like, I'm sorry, but those guys absolutely cooked. And a lot of why the Infinity Saga, especially in the tail end of it, was so solid was because of the Russos, not just their involvement in the movies they were making, but their creative involvement overall. This is a massive W, dude. This is a huge W. On top of that, whether it was Bob Iger or whether it was Bob Chapek, Disney, look, Iger's retiring. He's going to be out of there. There'll be new people in there. And I would especially think that, like, the way this is all being set up in my mind, at least, is if Doomsday and Infinity War, if Doomsday and Secret Wars slap, dude, and they, like, create a crazy moment again, then how could anybody at Disney stand up to Kevin, the Russos, and everybody else that's involved with that? Like, how would that be possible And maybe that's why there's so much leverage being done to create these films as big fucking hits, so that it's like, dude, this is what it is. These are our guys, and we're going to cook from here, right? So who takes over Iger? I don't think so, actually. That's a totally different thing, John. Appreciate the member chat there. 40 months is wild. But that's like a totally different thing. There are rumors about who could take over. Oh, we're going to find out. Okay, let's keep going. Will the December teaser for Avengers Doomsday show anything of the new team, or will it serve as just a preview of the overall tone? Both is good. Damn, dude, come on now. Come on now. Even Alex is hinting it's a big old trailer, dude. Whoa. Shit's about to get crazy. Hope all was well. Puck reported that Chris Hemsworth Thor is second lead in Doomsday after Downey. I think I know why. Victor Von Doom. Question will be Thor's role similar to his role in Age of Ultron? Or will his role be similar to Infinity War? Okay, Alex's answer. I'm really interested to hear what Alex says here. Really interested to hear. Are you saying the audio's low, bro? Hey, bro, you saying the audio's low? It looks great to me. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, here's his answer. Technically both, because it starts as a subplot but joins it at a much earlier moment than the third act, like he did in Infinity War. What I can't tell you a bit about his role is that Thor really goes through it. He always seems like he has a lot to lose in these movies. To quote Frank Ocean, what's a god to a non-believer? That's a pretty interesting... That's a pretty interesting answer. Technically both, because it starts as a subplot, but joins in at a much earlier moment than the third act. Like he did in Infinity War. What I can't tell you is a bit about his role is that Thor really goes through it. He always seems like he has a lot to lose in these movies. To quote Frank Ocean, what's a god to a non-believer? What the hell? Wow. Okay. So let me just tell you what's on my mind. So the first thing that pops into my mind is all the rumors from like Majestic and what's the homie? James Mack. Okay. And those guys have said that Thor's role in the film will essentially be that he and Captain America, Steve Rogers, are going out there to find and recruit variants of Captain America and Thor. PC start, dude. The PC restarted. It fucking restarted. What? It restarted, dude. I'm like yapping. All of a sudden, I see the fucking reboot screen. The reboot screen. How much longer are you gonna put us through this? I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna get the new PC. But I have to go buy it. I have to go like make sure I'm not getting ripped off, and then I'll buy the PC. Okay, so we're buying the new PC. I apologize. This is crazy. What the fuck? That's got to be some Windows 11 shit. That has got to be some Windows 11 shit. That doesn't make any sense, bro. That doesn't make any sense. No, I'm not building it. But thank you. Best way to get ripped off is build one? Hell yeah. See? This guy knows. Dude, you're getting a Dell. Dude, I remember those commercials. Those were fun. That dude got a Dell. Turn off auto update. Okay, roger that. Did you... Oh, dude, that's actually a great question. You know, so, Raisin Serio? Is that... Dude, that's a wild name. But he says, did you pray to the machine spirit beforehand? So this is maybe the issue. You know, I talk a lot about Warhammer, but I haven't actually prayed to the spirits of the machine, the Omnissiah, the actual machine ghosts and the machine spirits. So maybe what we need is we need a tech priest. Okay, we need a tech priest. and we need some incense, and some holy relics. And I'll go over the computer with the incense. We'll light a few candles. We'll get the relics going on, and we will pray to the Omnissiah that the machine spirits work for our shit. That's probably what it is. Adam will be the tech priest. Adam, would you be my tech priest? Bro, I've invoked thousands of machine spirits back in the Xbox 360 Red Rings Day of Death. Dude, that shit was wild. I had one last 7 years and then finally Red Ring. I was like, whoa. Whoa. Lay over some hands? Absolutely. Take the one you're using to Best Buy still too, because they need to see what's actually up with the PC. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. When we get the other one plugged in, I'll do it, yeah. Poppy clicky voice again. Yeah, I have to put some filters on here, buddy. I got to put some filters on here. By the way, is that Korean in your name, Jared? That's interesting. Yeah, if we get 2 armed power armor. Yeah, of course. Of course. Hell yeah. Okay, back to the Q&A. Back to the Q&A. What? Why would it? Okay, so anyway, we were talking about the Chris Hemsworth stuff, right? So Alex is saying that Thor's going to be going through it. Here's the way I see this going down. I think Thor and that Eternity girl are going to get into some shit. She might die as a result of the multiverse collapsing or dying. And then he's going to be like, what the fuck? And then maybe he goes to the halls of the gods again or whatever, and he goes to see Eternity to try to figure out what's happening. And then maybe he realizes that, like, the multiverse is collapsing and shit, everything's going to shit. It's possible at some point he meets up with Steve, because I kind of think like him and Steve together going around recruiting people would be awesome. But who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But I think at some point, yes, Thor will realize what's happening, and then he's going to go recruit a bunch of variants from throughout the multiverse to join up with his brother Loki in order to fight against Doctor Doom. That's what I think is going on. But Alex is saying here that he'll come in before the third act. That's wild. So does that then mean that the recruiting of the soldiers and everything and Loki... Because the thing I keep going back to is there's apparently a scene they shot at that Luke Cage house with Doom, Cap, Peggy, and Loki. And I kind of think this could be like the middle of the movie. And so maybe what Alex is describing is like after that moment, or perhaps during that moment, they get all the Thors, or we get this Thor, our Thor, to then go help Cap and go recruit people. I think that something like that could be going on. And then maybe they pop back up in the void at the end of the film on that big old battle with all the Doom bots that aren't really Doom bots. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. What do you think, chap? What do you think? Viable? Not viable? Good idea? Bad idea? What do you think? How would you start Doomsday? First 10, 15 minutes. Oh, I've talked about this already, but I would do Toby's universe gets killed. Like, I would start with a scene with Toby, and he's just chilling. It's him and Mary Jane. Maybe they have kids. It's, like, really sweet. And we're like, oh, shit, Toby's doing all right. Toby grew up. And then Dr. Doom comes in, and he's like, see you, bitch. And he, like, big dicks his planet. It, like, fucking explodes or something. Like, that's what I would do. Something like that would be crazy. And then Toby doesn't die, though. He gets pulled out by Loki. Like, in the last minute, Loki's like, or the TVA or something. I need some Mary Jane. Last dance with Mary Jane. One more time, feel the pain. Okay, here we go. Let's keep reading here. Do you think the role in Wiccan and Speed will have in Doomsday? The word manifest? Yeah, that one, manifest. Because hopefully y'all paying enough attention. WandaVision, Agatha, Marvel Zombies. We saw the Max Moss were able to create pocket dimensions, right? So this implies to me, and again, we're reading into what he's saying here. Who knows? Alex is being vague, but that kind of strikes me as like maybe they aren't in the film, yeah? What's the words the stands are using now? Manifest? Yeah, that one, manifest. Because hopefully y'all are paying attention enough. WandaVision, Agatha, Zombies. Maximus were able to basically create pocket dimensions, right? Is that where Star-Lord comes in? So I think Franklin's able to help power between multiverses or universes. Maybe the Maximoffs will help Reed and the heroes with the life rafts. Like, maybe that's what it is, you know? So I'm not really sure. Look, they could be in the movie. They could not be in the movie. Yes, these were characters that were being set up, but we also know Marvel's changed a lot. Yeah, so I don't really know. Let's see here. It says, what are the characters you're most excited for? I'm just excited to see Alan Cummings as Nightcrawler. Absolutely. Is Desmond Idris the new Black Panther? I refuse to comment. That's an interesting thing that he said there. So here's what I'll say about Damson Idris. I don't know if this is real or not, but I got told he was actually being looked at for Silver Surfer, believe it or not, and that they're going to reboot Silver Surfer, and it's going to be Norrin Radd. It'll be a male in the reboot. But at the same time, sometimes these guys go out for multiple roles, right? Like multiple roles. So it's possible he's having conversations about a lot of different things, and then you never know, because some of the chatter online could maybe push Marvel in a certain direction. You know, we talked about this a little bit on Discord. I think we'd be lucky to have him. He is an incredible actor. He would be a great Black Panther. Of course, my only concern is I want him to be T'Challa. I want him to actually be T'Challa, right? And not like the child. But it is what it is. Thanks for doing this a while. Shuri in her lab. Can't wait for the GIF Vision Quest. Remember when Shuri was working on Vision? And she was trying to detach Vision from the Mind Stone while preserving his personality and memories in that body? Food for thought. Hang on now. Hang on now. Remember when Shuri was working on Vision in Infinity War and was trying to detach Vision from the Mind Stone while preserving his personality and memories in his body? Food for thought. What do you think that's about? Like, what do you guys think that's about, huh? I mean, I obviously remember that, and of course, Shuri had that line where she was like, why didn't you just program it for them all to work in tandem? You know? And it appeared that they just hadn't thought of it, and they were like going neuron by neuron? Huh. So part of me, and I'm obviously crazy. Rob always makes fun of me for this. I always go to like the craziest shit, and it's true, I do. But the craziest shit that I can think of with this has to do with the Prime Universe. Okay. If the Mind Stone is an aspect of eternity, and everybody's mind that's ever existed is somewhat connected to that stone, or perhaps that the best way to say it is that energy, because it's really a singularity, right? By the way, singularities are black holes, food for thought. Could it be the case that the memories and the personality of people that were in the Prime universe, could this have something to do with that? Could it be the case that there would be a way to program people's brains to actually remember the Prime universe? That could be really interesting. I don't know, but that is kind of wild. He basically just says that they're going to do Blade still. That's good. Maybe we'll get Netflix characters. I know most of the characters on Netflix shows are fair game. Hulk, he says savagery. We're getting Savage Hulk in Spider-Man. But that's pretty much it, guys. That is essentially the Q&A from Alex. So I think the big thing is the Russo brothers joining Parliament. I think that's crazy. The tease of Thor is also really interesting. And then a little bit of tidbits about the trailer as well. So there you go. What do you guys think about that? What do you think, chat? I don't care about Blade at this point. I care about Blade, but they're going to have to really sell me on that shit, you know? Like, Blade's gonna have to be fire. There is supposed to be some big deal with Gamora being out of time. Yeah, so he did say that. We talked about it a little bit, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it better be freaking good. Yeah, I agree. Wesley Snipes Blade? I don't think that's what they're going to do, bud, but maybe. Your theory, Marvel will probably avoid adapting TV show 616 instead of Disney Avengers and the Ultimate 1610. Yeah, I think so. I think you could be onto something there. I definitely think 1610 will be a part of it. Great googly moogly. I got in late. What up? What up? What up? Wasn't the specific scene in one of the latest Disney Plus trailers? That is in one of the new... Yes, so Marvel Entertainment did put out a little tease, and Alex said every single one of these is a callback, and one of them was Shuri saying, like, with the Vision thing, like, why didn't you guys do this? Yes, so yes, you're right on that, yeah. How bummed would we be if that rumor about Doom having no reason looking like Stark is true, but then him be wildly dark and cruel? I actually wouldn't be that bummed. I mean, that's, you know, there's a part of me that's like, oh man, I really think there was something there, and it's a shame they didn't like go for it. But at the same time, this stuff's pretty cool. Werewolf by Night film coming? Oh yeah, is that true? I didn't hear that. I didn't see that. I heard some people talking about Michael Giacchino, but was that what it was? Because that's cool. How do you like the speed casting announcement? I really haven't seen you talk too much about it. Speed casting announcement? What speed casting announcement? What? What the hell? What speed casting announcement? I don't even know what that is. All right, let's get this X-Men thing pulled up, huh? We'll do the X-Men thing and then we'll get on out of here, guys. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Speed got cast as I Show Speed. What? The hell? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Let me see if I can find this. Where's the X-Men rumor, huh? I don't even see this X-Men rumor. People said it was on Max Blitz. Uh-oh, is this it? 5 days ago? Oh boy. Yep. That's the one. Okay. Okay. So we got two things to go over then. Okay. Couple of things. Should I even chance it? Should I try to record? Are you guys gonna get all mad if I try to record and the stream crashes? Eventually I gotta get back to being able to record on these things, man. This is crazy. Should I do a little test? What's the harm? What's the harm? What's the big deal, okay? It's probably going to be fine. It's probably going to be fine. I just hit it. I just hit it. Are we good? Are we Gucci? Are we good? It's not crashing. It seems like it's fine, huh? And then let me hit this. Let me just stop it. Did that crash the stream? Did that work? Wow. All right, I'm going to attempt to record this one. We'll see if it works, okay? So check this out. We got a new update on Doctor Strange. Almost said Doctor Doom. Doctor Strange and Clea's roles in Marvel's Avengers Doomsday. This is over on Max Blitz. Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Clea, Charlize Theron, are reportedly returning in Marvel's Avengers Doomsday. Doctor Strange will be a part of Doctor Doom's big plan to save the multiverse from the incursions. In Doomsday, Doctor Strange becomes convinced that the Avengers are incapable of stopping the multiversal collapse. Doctor Doom offers him a plan and total control over magic. Strange becomes his right-hand man. What? What? Hey, are you fooling with me or is it lagging? Is it really lagging or are you fooling? Are you fooling with me? God damn it, chat. God damn it, chat. Let's try it again. Take it from the top. New update on Doctor Strange and Clea's roles in Marvel's Avengers Doomsday. It's the first time I've read that all day. Note, this contains potential spoilers for Marvel's Avengers Doomsday. Just so you guys know, potential spoilers. Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Clea, Charlize Theron, are reportedly returning in Marvel's Avengers Doomsday. Doctor Strange will be a part of Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom's big plan to save the multiverse from the incursions. In Doomsday, Doctor Strange becomes convinced that the Avengers are incapable of stopping the multiversal collapse. Doctor Doom offers him a plan and total control over magic. That's pretty wild. Strange becomes his right-hand man. Doctor Strange becomes the executor of Doom's plan as he manipulates incursions and controls the TVA. Bro, what? Bro, what? Doctor Strange also prioritizes the survival of the multiverse over the local heroes, driven by pragmatism and an obsession with saving the multiverse. Strange's alliance to Doom explains why they don't help the Avengers. They believe Doom's plan is the only way to save the multiverse from incursions. Whoa! That's pretty wild. For Clea, initially a traitor, she appears to be an ally of Doctor Strange and the heroes, but secretly supports Doom. Clea believes Doom can restore multiversal order, something the heroes are incapable of doing. Her loyalty is pragmatic, not evil. She prioritizes balance and stability in the multiverse over heroic morality. Throughout the story, she begins to doubt herself as she witnesses Doom's true plans, creating moral and emotional tension. She will have a deadly confrontation with Sylvie at the TVA. What? What? That's kind of wild, huh? The film recently wrapped production. It began post-production. Okay, so now it's a bunch of other stuff. So, oh, this is coming from Majestic. Rutro Raggy. Now, one of the things we definitely know via Majestic was that there was something that, remember when all the scoopers said don't trust Clea? Well, if you look at the leaks from the Discord, that's because like their big source said don't trust Clea. That's it. Like maybe eventually there was some follow-up on that, and that's where some of this is coming from. My understanding though is that Majestic is actually accurate. Majestic maybe still has access to that Discord, which is kind of interesting. So the fact that it comes from Majestic, that's wild, right? And again, it lines up with stuff we've heard. This could also explain why Dr. Stephen Strange was like, oh, I'm not in that one, thinking that maybe things had changed because he was now going to be working with Dr. Doom, and maybe that was going to be in the other film or something. Yeah, this is all pretty crazy. Also, too, I just want to say, last Thursday, I believe, Jeff Snyder said that Marvel is about to get the script for Doc Strange 3. About to get the script for Doc Strange 3. And if they like it, they're going to go fast on Doc Strange 3. And I've said this before, but like, dude, if what we are getting in Doc Strange 3 is some kind of time runs out, Black Priests, Black Swans, like the Makers, the Ivory Kings, the Game of Worlds, if that's what's going on in Doc Strange 3, oh my God, dude, that could be like such an incredible film because it's literally just destroying universes. It seems though, the smart money is probably on them just consolidating that story and having it play out a bit as a subplot in Doomsday. So that's probably more likely what is going to happen. The film itself is probably just a fanboy dream. And maybe Steven, after going through all of this sort of stuff and going through whatever happens on Secret Wars, maybe Steven himself is going to be, well, let's just say there could be some crazy stuff going on with Stephen Strange. So, dude, this is kind of interesting. Clea believes Doom can restore multiversal order. I love that they both think the heroes can't do shit. Because, like, dude, there's going to be this meeting where they're all together, and you're dead-ass going to have Stephen Strange, one of the most powerful Avengers, maybe one of the most powerful people on 616, and he's dead-ass going to be like, nah, you guys can't do shit. Doom's the guy. Oh man, that would be really cool. And I also like this. This is kind of interesting, guys. Are you paying attention to some of this stuff? Hello. Are you paying attention? Throughout the story, she begins to doubt herself as she witnesses Doom's true plans. Wait a minute. Doom has true plans? Hang on now, chat. So Doom has fake plans, and then he's got true plans. Now, hold on. So Dr. Doom has fake-ass plans. Fake-ass plans? And he's got real-ass plans? Wonder what those real-ass plans are, huh? I wonder what those real-ass plans are. Oh, it's getting juicy, man. Oh. I am so pleased with all the buzz that we're hearing about this. All the things that we're hearing about this, I'm very pleased with. There were some things that came out throughout the course of following this that I did not like. Some things I'm still a bit skeptic of, but by and large, oh my God, they're cooking. And they're cooking in ways that I thought they would, but I also had some reservations. You know what I mean? I had some reservations as far as how they would be able to pull it off. I suppose execution is still the game, but damn, dude. Over local heroes. That means they're probably destroying universes. Because Alex has said before that they were destroying universes regardless the cost. His fake plans were pretend to be Tony Stark. Yes, that could be what it is. I think his fake plan is to go stop Captain America. I think the fake plan is, if I go back to where Steve lived with Peggy, I can stop all this from happening and I can reset the multiverse. I think that's his fake plan. And I think the real plan is to destabilize all of the other Earths that are left, steal the power of Goliath and the power of Franklin Richards and the power of Loki, smash all of those worlds together and to create Battleworld. I think that's what it is. Yeah. This is pretty interesting, guys. I might put this into the video today, too. Oh, man. We are cooking here. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, X-Men stuff, and then we're out of here, okay? X-Men stuff, and then we're out of here. So it says here, Marvel's X-Men reboot, new concept art, and major plot details revealed. I have not read this. A lot of you guys have been talking to me about this, and you're like, dude, you got to check this out. And I haven't read it, so we're going to go through it the first time together here. I'll tell you if I think it's real. I'll tell you if I think it's false. This is pretty fucking wild, okay? So a new concept art and major plot details for Marvel's X-Men reboot movie has been leaked by a 4chan user. Get your penicillin. 4chan. According to the spoiler report, mutants are explained as a result of background radiation from the snap, literally the children of the atom. Jean is the point of view character, which also explains why she never gets a code name. Her powers activate after her friend is run over by a car, and the ensuing argument makes her run away from home. The Sentinels begin chasing her. They have the power to change size and take on human disguises. What? They chase her into the mall, but Cyclops saves her and exposes the robots to the public. Professor X erases the memories of all that witnessed. Damn it, Chuck. Right away with the shady shit. Right away, we're doing this. Are you? Come on, man. Come on, man. Really? Professor X then erases the memories of all witnesses. Jean is taken back to school, where we meet the other X-Men. Colossus, Nightcrawler, Angel, and Storm. Iceman is also there, but is packing up for college after an argument with Cyclops. Whoa. Rogue is also involved in the plot. She steals Captain Marvel's power in a cold open... Nah. Nah. Yeah. Prime Sentinels. Okay. Guys, this cannot be real, dude. Come on. Rogue is also involved in the plot. She steals Captain Marvel's power in the cold open of the movie and puts the character on ice as she's working for Mr. Sinister. I mean, I'd write that. You know what I mean? I don't know that it's good, but I would write that. The movie paints the vague space organization from the Marvel's Saber in a very bad light. They're holding several mutants. Ooh. Avalanche, Blob, don't fucking say anything. Pyro and the Multiple Man. Ooh, that's interesting. For study, Rogue rescues them under Mr. Sinister's orders. They explain she's on loan from someone else, implying Magneto. What? What does that mean? Mr. Sinister is extremely abusive towards Rogue, who only works with him because he promises a cure, something the other man won't give her. She joins up with the X-Men after the midpoint battle, where she's left behind and Jean uses her powers to help clear her mind. The professor doesn't have much to do except exposition. Also, there's a chance they might swap Nightcrawler for Beast and remove Angel. Apparently, the only reason the director wants Angel in the film is to create some emotional stakes that include a moment where Angel loses his wings. No! I don't want him to lose his wings. I mean, I guess Apocalypse could make him have new wings and shit, but come on, man. Insider Danny Rickman has already reported Marvel Studios is planning the next saga of the MCU around the X-Men, villains Mr. Sinister, and Apocalypse. The studio reportedly has some actors in mind, but no one has been cast yet. Whoa. Wow, wee. Okay, this is coming from 4chan, and thank God, because I don't know this is real, dude. It's cool concept art. We've talked about the concept art as well. But, yeah, I don't know, man. A fucking cool... Look, I'll tell you this, okay? If this happens, if the cold open for the movie is Brie Larson getting put on ice because Rogue stole her powers, then Gary Nerderotic was fucking right, dude. This shit is about to go crazy. Like he is that's like leaning. That would be the most crazy way to signal that things are changing, right? Like, oh, The Marvels is the biggest box office bomb in the history of Hollywood? Well, I guess we'll have Rogue steal her powers in the cold open of this film. Like, come on. That would be insanity. So I have a lot of trouble believing that. Other stuff here feels more reasonable. Just given the context of, like, what we think they want to do and Chuck removing people's memories. That's crazy, but that sounds right. They're the children of the atom after the snap. I mean, that kind of feels right. Doesn't that kind of seem like that's already been established via Kamala, via maybe Namor? Like, doesn't that kind of seem like that's what's going on as the mutants come out? Yeah, I don't know, Chad. I wouldn't be mad. It's not like I'm going to be upset if they do this. A lot of this sounds cool. But just very hard to imagine they would do that. You know what I mean? Just very hard to imagine that they would do that. Colossus, yeah. Avalanche, Blob, Pyro, and Multiple Man. Whoa. Hang on. Do you know what those characters all have in common? I'm pretty sure those are all masters. What are they called? Magneto's boys. Brotherhood of Mutants? That kind of feels like some Brotherhood of Mutant shit. And so what if Rogue takes them to Eric? Although Eric apparently is not in this movie. I don't know, there's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of shit going on. Are you playing the Blob? Get the fuck out of here, Cool Bear. Can I still play Blob? I weighed myself this morning. I think it was like 220. Let me check. I'm pretty sure I weigh 220, 219, and that's down a lot. Okay? I was like 250 when you guys made me wear the Rey costume. I was like 250 there. So I've lost like a lot of weight, but let me see here. Where are we at? 218, baby! 218! That ain't bad. That ain't bad. And I think I could probably lose 10, 15, maybe 20 more pounds. Like if I really had to like cut weight, you know what I mean? If we actually end up boxing, like that would be awesome. And I could maybe cut like 15, 20 pounds. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Caleb. Bring back the Blob meme. How dare you? How dare you? How tall are you? I'm 6 feet tall. Leonardo DiCaprio would make a great Magneto. What? Maybe. Maybe. They're going to cast someone like Ryan Gosling as Blob, not to offend the fats. Jesus Christ. Yeah, maybe. You weigh that much at 5'6"? You don't say that! I think I have a healthy BMI. He's 5'11", 6 feet with his AF1s. You don't say that shit to me, bruh. You don't say that shit to me. Wait, you're 5'7" and 265? God damn, that is a tank, man. 5'11", 3/4. Hey, don't say that. 5'5", you don't say that. Look at this. This is my own community, you know? It's my own community. To be fair, though, you guys have made me very tough. You know, when your own community is like, ugh, you fucking fatty, you know? I wish Daniel Day wasn't so old. I want him to play Magneto. That would be sick, dude. Yeah, there were some rumors of that. I mean, that's just crazy. I don't even know what to do with that. That would be very big. Very, very big deal. Hearing you got to wait for Badlands on stream made me sad, bro. I know, Ross. I didn't say it to offend you, though, brother. I hope that... Look, I'm not trying to be contentious, but, like, I've said this before within the community that I would just like to dispel some of these ideas that maybe some of you guys have. Where, like, you know, you might think, like, if a person says, like, dude, I don't know. Deadass heard that Predator might be a little girl bossy, and that made me want to wait for streaming. I just want you to realize that, like, wow, people like Josh are even starting to, like, kind of feel that way or go that way. Like, I'm so burnt out on that shit that, yeah, it's, like, really affecting how I view this stuff, you know? But I bet all your wildest dreams about the future MC would come true if you brought back the cutouts. Justice for Shin. You know, I just took them out of the office today, partially because I was looking for that lens cap, and I was like, these goddamn things are just taking up so much space. But yeah, maybe someday. Yeah, I can lose some pounds. What are you? 5'8", 190? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I've lost a little bit of muscle mass over the past weeks. I was sick. I just haven't been hitting the gym as much. And I bet, like, if I gained back some muscle and lost some fat, I don't know, I'd probably still be around 210, 215. But I don't know. You heard I have a soda problem? I see what you did there. Shoe size social. Hey, hit me up privately. I'll send it all to you. I actually don't drink a lot of soda. The only time I drink soda is when I go to the movie theater or if I'm having a mixed drink. Other than that, oh, actually McDonald's. I'm sorry. I will have some soda with McDonald's too. Yeah. How much you bench? Like 225 rep out. I will say Predator Badlands is definitely a theater experience. You're missing out on all the fun by judging it. Okay, fine. Well, how about this? What if I go see it? Okay? If I go see it, because here's the thing. If I go see it, chat, and I do think it's girl bossy, I'm going to come and let you know. Okay? And then what are you going to say? But maybe not. Maybe it'll be awesome. Yeah, maybe I'll get out there and say it. How many reps though? About 30. Diet Coke or Coke Zero is the way to go. Not for me. Not for me. That's fair at least? Okay, fine. Fine. We'll give you $500 if it's a girl boss movie. Sold. I'm 6'2", 248. Is that good, Josh? Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah. I just want to say I appreciate you for getting me through a lot of days when I was in a slump. You're my top YouTuber for this nerdy shit. Keep doing you. If Thor dies, I'm going to shed many tears. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. No problem, man. I wish things were a little bit better. It's just the tech issues have really kind of screwed things up. But we're almost out of the woods, I feel. So we'll be making more content and holding it down over here. And I'm glad you get something out of the content, man, for sure. If you see it and it's girl bossy, then I will STF you. Yeah. Let's find out. Maybe we should find out. 225 for 30 video or it never happened. Why, is that good? Deadpool is literally talking to Happy Hogan. Can't please y'all. What? Do you think that nicotine can affect testosterone? I'm actually not sure about that. I don't actually do nicotine. I'm actually hypersensitive to nicotine. When I was 3 years old, so I grew up like literally on Tobacco Road, and I had a neighbor. His name was literally Snooky, and he gave me tobacco leaf when I was 3 years old. So I was chewing. My mom came back into the house, and I'm literally chewing on tobacco leaf when I was 3 years old. Now, I don't know if that like actually affected me or not, but I do know that like when I was in high school and I was trying to be super cool and smoke cigarettes, I got like a lot of like headaches and stuff. And like tobacco and nicotine have always been very sensitive to. So maybe it was Snooki. I don't know. But yeah, I don't really like tobacco. Even if I like smoke grass, I don't like tobacco. Like with it, you know what I mean? Like I really don't like. Some people like that combo. Not for me. I'm so lucky. Nicotine makes me feel kind of sick. Yeah, and then I tried a Zyn the other day. That was too much, dude. That was like way too much. Like I had it in for like, I don't know, a minute, and I was like, wow, like this is ripping. Pouches get me through, not gonna lie. I mean, different strokes, different folks, man. Like it's all good. I'm not like against nicotine or whatever. One of the things I'll say is this, the question about testosterone is kind of interesting. I would, I don't recommend like TRT for everybody, especially if you're younger. I mean, I waited till I was like 37 years old to get on it, right? But what I'll say is the one thing that's a really nice benefit to it is that you have a steady level. So many things can affect your T, your sleep, radiation, sunlight, like, dude, all sorts of stuff. And unfortunately, we do live in a world where a lot of that stuff is working against you, especially if you are an entrepreneur. So the one thing that I found that's really nice with like hormone replacement therapy or TRT or whatever you want to call it, is that you have a steady baseline. Like even if I miss sleep, even if I'm whatever, like the nicotine or whatever, the test remains at a pretty standard level, which also too, I'll say this, and maybe you guys aren't into this or you don't care, but I'll say this. There's some really interesting research that's starting to come out about hormone replacement therapy for women after menopause. And the way I'm reading that research right now is like, I think we might have a whole new lease on life for a lot of these ladies. And it might end up being the case that we'll look back to when we didn't treat menopause with hormone replacement therapy as one of the biggest fuck ups of like women's care in the history of medicine. That's very hyperbolic. I don't know that for sure, but I'm just saying like that's some of the stuff I'm looking into. It's like, look, different strokes, different folks, man. Everybody do your own thing, consult your doctors. But what I'll say is this, like that makes sense to me on like a basic level. When I heard that, I was like, yeah, that tracks. I mean, the body's supposed to work in a certain way. You know what I mean? So I find that fascinating. I'm going to tell my wife about that. She's a good way away from all of that. But still, I was like, damn, that's really interesting, you know? And if we can improve the quality of life for people, why wouldn't we do that, you know? Looks good for 43. So I'm actually about to turn 38. Yeah, I'm about to turn 38. My birthday's December 5th. And I'll be 38 years old. So I am an old head. I am pretty old. But I'm on test. I'm on peptides. I feel fucking great, dude. Like, I feel physically incredible. But yeah, I am old. 47, considering TRT peptides for brain, mood, sleep. Are you injecting or taking a pill? I inject. Sometimes it depends on the peptide. But yeah, mostly injections. Birthday marathon stream? Nah, man. Birthday visit to either Philly, NY, or somewhere. Birthday, let's see the Kill Bill John in a 70mm IMAX. That's birthday moves for me. That'd be my birthday moves. That's your girl's birthday? Nice, man. Javier Bardem, Mr. Sinister. People are into that. I wouldn't be against it. You know who would be against that is Bo DeMeo. I saw him talking about that on social media a long while back, where he's like, dude, no, it's got to be an elite white guy. Like, that's the whole point, was like he was this elite white guy in these circles, and then he becomes the thing and all that. And like, look, I understand his point there. I'm not as married to that idea. I'm like, yeah, well, this version of Sinister is just a little bit different. But I also, look, listen to Bo, like, period. Like, just listen to Bo. Like, he knows his shit. Josh, come to MegaCon? Oh, pretty unlikely, buddy. Just juggling a lot, man. You know, kids, family, everything's crazy, and I gotta get this content rolling here. I gotta get you guys all into Warhammer, you know, and that is not an easy job. Who you got in the co-main event this weekend in the UFC? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Let's look that up. Who's even fighting? UFC this weekend. I can't wait for them Johns to be on Paramount Plus, man. I can't wait for them Jones to be on Paramount Plus. So wait, Saturday, November 15th. This is the one here? Wait, what? Makhachev's fighting? Am I the worst UFC fan ever, dude? I didn't know about this. Why are they all looking so weird over here? What's that about, dude? There's only 3 fights on the main card? What the hell? Okay, they must have a glitch on their site. Okay, so let's go through this. I really don't know a lot about this guy, man. I'd probably have to just give it to Makhachev. This is actually going to be an incredible fight, too. Shevchenko, I understand why you asked me about this now. I think Shevchenko should win that. I think that Shevchenko should win that. I think it's going to be a great fight, though. I want Wei Li to win. Wei Li is awesome, dude. Not that Shevchenko is not, but she's just a little dry and whatever. I want Wei Li. Shevchenko will likely win. I'll go with Sean Brady. Dude, I'm going to go with Carlos Pratas. I love Carlos Pratas. Speaking of nicotine, this homie just out there drinking, smoking cigarettes, doesn't give a fuck, and he's just kicking people's asses. I love that energy, man. I love that energy. Benel, of course, we go with Benel. Although I love Benoit Saint-Denis. This guy is a fucking tank, dude. Holy shit, I love watching that guy fight. This is an incredible card. Are you kidding me? Bo Nichols closing out the prelims. Let's go with Bo. I like this guy too. Roman. I'll go with Roman. Tracy Cortez, because she's so talented. Let's go with Malcolm here. Gerald. Pat. Angela, she's ranked. What's she doing way down here? I guess the women's ranked is so low that you're in early prelims. That's interesting. Let's go with Eric. And then we'll go with my Russian friend, Boratia Barusha. Good card. That's going to be fun, dude. This Saturday? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to get on out of here. I'll answer some questions that you guys have. We'll hang out for just a second here, and then I'm going to get on out of here. Much love. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here, as always. Anything else on your mind before we get on out of here? Hopefully we can get this all sorted. Unity? Nothing to say on that, brother. I got no update for you today. Do you think you could take Nunes and Wei Li at once? It depends on the context. Depends on the context. In a fight, probably not. To be fair, Josh, I could see Marvel recast Carol Danvers and make Sinister the lead. That's fair. That's fair. Hawkeye cooked? What do you mean? Oh, because of his like drama or whatever? I don't know. Didn't he come out and deny it? You'd think after the stuff with Millie Bobby Brown, everybody would kind of back off of that shit and just be like, hey, maybe we don't know what the fuck we're talking about when we hear these stories, but... Nerdvenger stream tonight? Yes, I will do a Nerdvenger stream tonight. I mean, I don't know. It just sucks that like that it took so long to get the stream going today because I had other things I wanted to do. I want to finish this video, but I should be able to do a stream with you guys. Tonight, 7:30, we should do it. Dispatch? Final 2 episodes out today? Maybe I should just play through it all then, huh? It's not a pity stream. Come on. Just hanging out with the community. Never happening. What's never happening? Thank you for the stream, Papa. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Oh, Ross, I can neither confirm nor deny, but I would say this. We are absolutely cooking behind the scenes, and I will have a very big announcement. The next announcement will be a very big one. So I'm kind of waiting until some things happen. Jajipu, have you played Dispatch or Ninja Gaiden 4 yet? Oh, it's fire. Also, fuck Ranch. Hell yeah. The show Pluribus, Hive Mind Pandemic is wild. Yeah, you know what's so funny about Pluribus is like I feel like you can pull out almost any narrative you want from Pluribus, and like maybe you think it's about this or maybe you think it's about that. And I think that's actually a part of the charm of the show. But yeah. AI and Unity, you know, I haven't really crossed that bridge with Unity, to be honest with you. I'm not really thinking about that yet because either way, the first volume will be completely human created. And I want to get the humans to finish their work. But look, you guys know where I stand with AI. I'm not going to commit to anything, but here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say about AI. I'm absolutely going to make shit with AI. I am. I don't know if Unity is going to be one of those things because it's kind of interesting because Unity existed kind of before AI came into the picture. And so I have no problem like keeping Unity a human created comic book. Now, does that mean everything Unity will always be human created? I don't know. Does that mean the next thing I do, will that be human created? I don't know. Am I even a human right now? I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? So that's how I would answer that question. Ape no kill ape. You guys are so wild on this AI stuff, man. I get it. Like, dude, I get it. I get it. But like, I'm just not there. I'm not on I don't feel the same way. I'm a human writing the prompts, therefore it's human created, in my humble opinion. Hey, there you go. Unity AI TCG. That could be interesting. Ape stronger together. Yeah, until robot shit kicks ape to extinction. Bo is dope. Him and you will cook. Yeah, I've come to... I like Bo. And I think he's obviously an incredible talent. And... Maybe that's all I could say. Here's a hot take that you'll hate. I don't see them doing MCU doing Apocalypse. They might think he's too similar to Thanos, like James Gunn. Hey, that's fair. But again, there's a lot of indication that they do want to do Apocalypse. So, yeah. Abe Stronger in Range Rovers. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of energy I'm on, baby. Tom Selleck, my man. Ape Stronger in Range Rover. Let's go, dude. Go get some food. You're absolutely right. I should get some food. All right, everybody. Hey, much love. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Hey, thanks for like dealing. I know we were late. I know we had some crash. Dude, thank you guys for dealing with the bullshit. I'm really going to hopefully get this shit fit. We'll get the new PC and hopefully we can get everything rocking and rolling. So I appreciate the love, man. Thank you guys for the love, the support. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh my God, guys, the ability, I'll just say this for those of you that care or whatever. Oh man, you guys must know how close I was to losing it today. And to be able to go from that and actually be able to do the stream, I didn't think it was a perfect stream, but to be able to sort of, because like I'm just sick of making y'all pay for it. Not like actually pay for it, but I mean like your experience is suffering because of shit that's fucked up on my end, right? So I was like, oh man, I got to get a stream in for them. And so I guess what I'm saying is I'm a little proud of myself to be as hot as I was and to come down and to be able to perform and do my thing. I think it's a W for today. I will take that W today. Thank you, universe. And we keep it moving. So thank you. Much love, guys. Much love, man. I'm going to get on out of here, but I tell you, hey, you do me a favor, actually. Make it 2. Open up your third eye and wash out your stinky